Good morning, everyone. The Delaware County Commissioner meeting for November 23rd, 2020 is now in session. We're honored to have with us today Senator Brenner, and would you lead us in the pledge?
Sure. Please join me with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Again, good morning, everyone. Here I'm our Vice President of the Board, sitting in for our President today. And to my left is fellow Commissioner Barb Lewis. And our clerk today is Jennifer Walraven. And sitting in for Mike Fulmer is Don Houston. So with that, let's begin.
Resolution number 20-1044, in the matter of approving electronic record of proceedings from regular meeting held November 19th, 2020.
So moved.
Second, discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 20-1044. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
And Mr. Benton is absent today. We do have a couple items for other business today. Our first item for other business is State Senator Brenner.
Senator Brenner, State Senator.
Thank you for allowing me to be here this morning. Obviously you've had the historic courthouse, which I've been following, actually Judge Hemanowski's constant posts, and are actually very informative about all the stuff. So I have here a presidential citation on behalf of the Ohio Senate on the commemoration of its reopening. And I'm not going to read all of it, but I'll read the last two paragraphs. The Delaware County Courthouse has come to represent law and justice in the county, and its generous contributions to the region's cultural heritage have earned it gratitude and respect of the community it has so capably served. We are certain that in the future that many individuals charged with maintaining and preserving the historic structure will continue in the tradition of excellence which has helped the courthouse serve as a source of civic pride to this day. It's with great pleasure that we salute Delaware County Courthouse and its renovations and extended best wishes for the years to come. Signed myself and Senate President Ossoff on this presidential citation. So,
Well, thank you very much. Just a comment on that. Commissioner Lewis may have a comment as well. We really value that historical courthouse, and the investment is really in the benefit of the taxpayers in the county, and I think it's something we're all very proud of and look forward to it opening. We're supposed to be before Thanksgiving. I think it's going to be after Thanksgiving now, but it's going to be very soon. And Commissioner Lewis,
It will be soon. No, I just want to thank you, Senator, for the proclamation and coming here personally to present it. We really appreciate it.
thank you very much.
And anything else you'd like to report on?
Yeah, just a real quick report. I have talked to some members of the staff and the leadership, but it looks like we are looking to potentially do a capital budget before the end of this year for the state. That would include the community projects. So just letting you know, I know that there were many community projects submitted in this county, both on this side of the county in the 67th as well as the 68th districts, and then obviously the 19th Senate District, which I represent, which covers multiple counties. So we are looking at those projects now, and we will be, I think, potentially voting on a budget for the capital budget probably early next month. So,
Wow.
Very good.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you very much for being with us today.
thank you very much.
Thank you.
Resolution number 20-1045, in the matter of approving purchase orders and announced certificates and payments of warrants in batch number CM APR 1120 and procurement card payments in batch number PC APR 1120.
So moved.
Second, discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 20-1045. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Resolution number 20-1046, in the matter of approving the contract between the Delaware County Board of Commissioners, the Delaware County Sheriff, and Stanley Convergent Security Solutions for new security cameras at the Delaware County Jail.
So moved.
Second, discussion.
Good morning, Commissioners. I'm Jeff Balzer, Chief Deputy with the Sheriff's Office. With me this morning is Chief Business Officer Dean Stelzer. The contract with Stanley is to replace or update 26 closed-circuit television cameras in various locations throughout the jail, including a few on the perimeter facility. Part of this is also a digital upgrade to provide us with more up-to-date technology at the jail.
Any questions?
No.
Vote.
Vote on motion 20-1046. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
That brings us to page 800. Resolution number 20-1047, in the matter of approving the seventh extension of the Memorandum of Understanding between the Delaware Memorial Mental Health and Recovery Services Board and the Sheriff of Delaware County for a mental health clinician.
So moved.
Second, discussion?
This is the, as you can see, the seventh extension of this agreement, and I can't be more pleased to ask for your consideration on this. The partnership we have with the Delaware Memorial Mental Health and Recovery Services Board has been wonderful at the jail. This agreement provides for a mental health clinician full-time in the jail, and frankly, I'm not sure what we'd do without that person in that position. The agreement calls for the board to contribute 80%, the county 20%. And we make full use of that person in that position to help us deal with various crises that the inmates are having to try to avoid any problems.
Oh, I'd just like to say that I'm so glad that we're approving this today. And I have been to the jail and I'm familiar with some of the great things that he or she, depending upon who it is, does. And it is so vital for the jail to have a mental health clinician. It's wonderful. So thank you. Thanks. Boy.
I really have nothing to add to what Commissioner Lewis has said. Okay. With that, vote.
Vote on motion 20-1047. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Thank you very much.
And
Thank
happy
you.
Thanksgiving.
Same to you.
Resolution number 20-1048, in the matter of accepting a donation made to the Department of Job and Family Services.
So moved.
Second, discussion?
Good morning, Dawn Houston, standing in for Director Anderson. We're recommending your approval this morning of this resolution to accept 109 Thanksgiving boxes that were given to Job and Family Services from the Liberty Presbyterian Church. It actually will go to help our foster families in the community, as well as several other families in need for Thanksgiving.
I believe this is something they do every year, isn't it?
They do, yes.
That's what I thought too.
Very nice of the members of Liberty Presbyterian, that they always think of our families at
That's great.
Thanksgiving.
That's great. Our families are so deserving.
It's a beautiful church, too, might add.
Gosh, yes.
With that, just more discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 20-1048. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Are going to have Chris Boserman come in. Resolution number,
Yeah.
He's coming.
resolution number 20-1049, in the matter of approving an owner's agreement for North Lake Preserve, Section 4.
So moved.
Second, discussion? We need to interrupt for conversation.
I didn't mean to interrupt your meeting. Chris Boserman, County Engineer. This is a standard owner's agreement for North Lake, which is in Berkshire Township, and recommend approval.
Discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 20-1049. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 20-1050, in the matter of approving a ditch maintenance petition and the ditch maintenance assessments for Scioto Reserve Extension.
So moved.
Second, discussion?
This is a 14-lot project in Concord Township, standard ditch drainage petition, recommend approval.
Questions, comments, vote.
Vote on motion 20-1050. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Resolution number 20-1051, in the matter of accepting improvements within the project known as Orange Point Out Parcel Releasing Construction Security.
So moved.
Second, discussion?
The public improvements related to this project are complete, and we're recommending that the surety that we accepted to guarantee those be released.
Questions, comments, vote.
Vote on motion 20-1051. Mr. Benton is still absent, sorry. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 20-1052, in the matter of establishing maintenance bond and returning construction securities for North Lake Preserve Section 1, North Lake Preserve Section 2, and Clarkshire Moor Section 4.
So moved.
Second, discussion?
The The initial construction improvements are complete on these 3 projects, and we've established maintenance bonds amount for the 1-year maintenance period, and would recommend you establish those and accept those bonds.
Questions, comments, vote?
Vote on motion 20-1052, Mr. Merrill.
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis.
Aye.
Resolution number 20-1053, in the matter of approving right-of-way work permit summary sheet.
So moved.
Second.
There are 18 utility permits summarized for you for installations within our public right-of-way. All of these meet our approval, and I'm recommending your approval.
A longer list than
It
typical.
is long, yeah.
So, any questions or comments? Vote?
Vote on motion 20-1053, Mr. Merrill.
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis.
Aye.
Resolution number 20-1054, in the matter of approving weight limit reductions on various roads in Delaware County.
So moved.
Second, discussion.
The Ohio Revised Code provides authority for your board to establish weight restrictions, what's generally called the frost law. So it's during that period of time when freezing and thawing makes roads susceptible to heavy loads, and your authority is for county and township roads. We don't have any county roads we're recommending, but our township partners have provided us a list of those roads that they think are candidates for this load restriction. We've reviewed those and presenting that list to you today for your consideration and approval.
So this is done with the full support of the townships.
We'd only do this at their request.
Questions or comments? Vote?
Vote on motion 20-1054, Mrs. Lewis.
Aye.
Mr. Merrill.
Aye.
Resolution number 20-1055, in the matter of approving the plat of subdivision for Creekside Industrial Park replat of lots 8302, 8303, and 8304.
So moved.
Second, discussion.
So this reconfigures some of the lot lines on the original plat in the Creekside development. It's been through the regional planning process, approved by all of the other appropriate agencies, and we're recommending approval.
Questions, comments? Vote?
Vote on motion 20-1055, Mr. Merrill.
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis.
Aye.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
And happy Thanksgiving.
I'm going to stick around for other business.
Oh, you are? Okay.
All
Well,
right.
Resolution number 20-1056, in the matter of establishing a new fund, a new organization key, and approving supplemental appropriations.
So moved.
second, discussion.
Good morning, Commissioners. Karen First, Fiscal Manager. The new fund, new org key, and the first supplemental appropriation is for the Slate Ridge 2 TIF, and the remaining appropriations are for the drainage maintenance costs. We're going to charge those back to the individual ditch projects.
Questions or comments? Vote?
Vote on motion 20-1056, Mr. Merrill.
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis.
Aye. Thank you, Karen.
Resolution number 20-1057, a resolution determining the sufficiency of the petition for establishment of the Berlin Meadows New Community Authority as a new community authority under Chapters 349 of the Ohio Revised Code, and setting a date for the public hearing on the petition as required by law.
So moved.
Second, discussion.
Eric Hostetler, Staff Attorney. This resolution and the following resolution are both to determine the sufficiency of petitions for new community authorities that have been filed with the board and setting a date for a hearing. I have reviewed the 2 petitions. They check all of the boxes on the statute in terms of being a sufficient petition, and you will make your determination as to whether to grant those petitions at the hearing as scheduled in the resolution. I'm happy to answer any questions.
December 28th, I believe?
That's correct. And what we are doing for that hearing is we are allowing a call-in number for anybody who wants to attend, that doesn't want to attend in person. And they're both scheduled for 9:45.
Okay. Thank you.
Questions or comments? Vote?
Vote on motion 20-1057, Mrs. Lewis.
Aye.
Mr. Merrill.
Aye.
Resolution number 20-1058, a resolution determining the sufficiency of the petition for establishment of the Liberty Grand New Community Authority as a new community authority under Chapters 349 of the Ohio Revised Code, and setting a date for a public hearing on the petition as required by law.
So moved.
Second, we already had the conversation, so vote.
Vote on motion 20-1058. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 20-1059, in the matter of approving appointments to the Delaware County Transit Board.
So moved.
Second, discussion.
Good morning, Commissioner. Sarah DeNovo, Assistant Clerk. As you know, we've had many interviews for the Transit Board. Today, we are appointing 2 of 3 seats for that for a 4-year term.
All right.
I'd just like to make a comment that we have one more yet to be filled. We're still in conversations regarding that one, but these 2 were very impressive in their interviews, and
were.
I think they'll be 2 good additions to the Transit Board.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
you want it?
Yeah, they really, each one of them brings a lot of expertise in various areas that we felt were needed on the board, so glad to approve.
With that, vote?
Vote on motion 20-1059. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
We can go to administrator reports or other business items.
Well, we'll go ahead and do the new business.
Okay. Our second item for other business today, resolution number 20-1060, in the matter of approving an infrastructure program administrative cost agreement with the Ohio Public Works Commission.
So move.
Second, discussion.
Thank you, Commissioners. Rob Platt, Economic Development. We have before you, I appreciate you adding this to the agenda under other business. We have before you a resolution to enter into an agreement with Ohio Public Works Commission for Delaware County, specifically our office, to serve as the administrative agent for this funding round. This is round 35 for the infrastructure funds that go out throughout the state to the various counties. Our county, as you know, is one of 6 in District 17. This came about kind of at the last minute, so it's moving rather quickly, and this is due to a we'll say a last-minute vacancy in the role. Traditionally, I would say for at least 30 years, I know of, Licking County has served as the liaison or the administrative support for this. They recently had a departure of an employee, and it was untimely as the applications were just being received. So these are important funds, as you know, infrastructure monies that go up throughout. It appears there's about 75 applications that have been submitted for this round, with, it looks like Delaware's got about 18 of those. So, you know, our communities depend on these funds, as well as the other 5 counties throughout the district. We were made aware of this recently, offered our Office of Services to step in to fill this need in the last minute here to ensure that the funding round goes off without a hitch and that everything continues forward. I specifically will be serving as the liaison for the administrative services to the district. So I'm happy to answer any questions. We're asking approval of this so that we can move forward with the funding round.
Just a point of clarification. Is this a temporary process until Licking replaces, or is this considered permanent?
At this point, every administrative agreement every year is entered into on a 1-year basis for each funding round. We have only proposed serving in this role for round 35. We have no knowledge of what the expectation is for future rounds, but certainly the immediate need was to address this. We would be happy to address that in the future as needed.
Okay. Questions or comments?
No.
Mr. Bossman?
Thank you. I wanted to thank Rob and Bob for stepping up and offering to do this. You may recall that I'm your representative on our District 17 Integrating Committee, and I've done that for 31 years. And Licking County for the last 34 years has been the liaison for OPWC, and they've had an individual dedicated toward providing services to our 6-county district. And as Rob pointed out, a vacancy occurred there at a really inopportune time, the week of when we were receiving applications, the most critical time. So I happened to mention that to Rob in passing, not even as a suggestion, just thought it's something he'd be interested in, and they came back and suggested, well, we could step in and fulfill that role for the year. So thank you to them for being willing to step up. It's probably appropriate that we offer to do that. We have the expertise and the resource to do it as a county, and we've benefited, frankly, from the last 34 years of Licking County providing that service. And so just to review with you, we're talking about Knox, Morrow, Licking, Fairfield, Pickaway, and Delaware counties in our district. And Licking County kind of sits in the middle of that and was kind of the logical geographic center of our district. And so that's kind of how that evolved. But I also have a vested interest in this because I'm the chair of our integrating committee, and so the duty of how we proceed falls to myself and Jeremiah Up, who's the executive committee chair from Fairfield County. And so we were feeling the stress of how to proceed with this, and Delaware County's economic development group stepped up, and I'm really thankful to them, and I know the rest of our district will be as well.
So the other counties are fully on board with this?
The executive committee is. The full committee hasn't been able to convene to address this, but the executive committee has had two virtual meetings and seem encouraged and supportive of this.
Good.
Yeah.
What are some of the duties of the administrator then?
Well, they'll actually receive and process the applications. They'll provide all the administrative support to the executive committee. The criteria for evaluating applications is both some subjective items, some objective items. They'll grade the objective portions of those applications, facilitate the communication back and forth with the Ohio Public Works Commission on the available funding, and assist the executive committee in putting together the slate of recommended projects for the integrating committee to provide. And it'll also handle a lot of there's some administrative questions that arise as projects are being facilitated. Sometimes entities will raise a question about the availability of funding or how they're spending the money that needs our integrating committee's response. That'll go through the liaison. That'll be the communication arm of our district to make sure everybody in the district is informed of what's going on. And
Well, it sounds like a key role.
It really is.
To the
It's
end,
really
even
important.
to our advantage, too.
And I wanted to say how important these funds are to not just to our county government, but to all the entities within our county. There's somewhere around $9 or $10 million annually that our district administers to all the local government entities within our district. We've, I would say on average, about $1.5 million to $2 million of that has come back to Delaware County annually. On average, we're receiving about $500,000. So there's another $1 million of funding aside from what we receive as county government that goes to other local government entities within our county. And that's really
huge.
important funding, yeah.
Yes. Boy, thank you.
Good.
Thank you, Rob.
Thank you for economic development, Rob, you specifically for stepping up. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Vote?
Vote on motion 20-1060. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
That brings us to administrator reports and Deputy Administrator Houston. I don't have anything to report. All right, commissioners, you're up.
Ms. Lewis, this is a tough decision, who goes next, so
Yeah.
I guess it's you.
All right. Let's see. Well, I first just want to wish everyone a very happy Thanksgiving, and I really don't have anything else to report.
I have just a couple of things. Regional planning was last Thursday night, went well, another virtual meeting. We had our CCO board meeting on Friday, lasted about two and a half hours, and it went well. We covered a lot of ground, but we got it covered. And the only other thing I have is to kind of tie in with what you said. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone, and I hope all the families enjoy getting together and have a good Thanksgiving this year. With that, do we have need for executive
We do
session?
not. So we can